You did everything right. You showed up on time, met your deadlines, handled yourself professionally in meetings, and still someone else got the promotion. Someone else got the project you had been waiting on for months. Someone else seems to have access to a version of the work that was never shared with you. The first reaction is almost always to turn inward. What did I do wrong? Why was I not enough? That question is understandable, but it is already part of the problem. Because the better question is not what you did wrong. The better question is this: what rules were you following? Every company has an official handbook, but there is another one nobody prints, one no hiring process ever mentions, and one most professionals, even highly capable ones, take years to figure out. That second handbook is what actually determines who moves up and who stays stuck. You were following the rules, just not the ones that decide outcomes. Let us go through 8 rules. Some of them will directly contradict what you were taught was the right way to behave. Rule 1. Your reputation is built in the moments when you think nobody is watching. Most people perform well when someone important is paying attention. During performance reviews, during major presentations. Those moments matter, but they are not what truly defines your reputation. Your reputation is built at 3 in the afternoon on a Friday, when nobody is checking your work. It is built in how you speak about a colleague who just left the room. It is built in how you treat someone who has no influence over your career. Organizations constantly process these informal signals and accumulate them, not in a formal system, but in something more powerful: a shared perception of who you are when nobody is watching. And once that perception is formed, it is very difficult to change. Rule 2. Your manager decides who gets seen, not just what gets done. This rule is uncomfortable for high performers because nobody explains it this way. Your manager is not only assigning your work, they decide, in every conversation you are not part of, whether your name comes up or not. Think about it. Your manager walks into a meeting with senior leadership. They present results. Someone asks who contributed to the work. In that moment, your manager can highlight you or leave you out. That choice is not based only on performance. It depends on whether your manager has a reason to make you visible. Becoming someone whose contribution is clearly tied to their success is not about submission. It is about ensuring that someone with real influence has a reason to advocate for you. Rule 3. Work that nobody knows about might as well not exist. Visibility is not about being extroverted or speaking more than others. It is about something more uncomfortable: making sure the people who make decisions about your career understand what you do and why it matters. You can be the hardest working person in the building and still remain invisible. In an environment where perception drives opportunity, work nobody knows about is, in practical terms, work that never happened. And there is an even harder truth. Someone who communicates average work well will often move faster than someone who delivers excellent work in silence. Not because the system is fair, but because the system can only reward what it can see. Making your work visible is not vanity. It is a professional responsibility, whether anyone explicitly tells you or not. If this kind of content is useful to you, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Many people say this is the first place where someone put into words what they had been experiencing but could not explain. That might be what you need as well. The meeting before the meeting is where decisions are made. Formal meetings are rarely where decisions happen. They are where decisions are announced. The real conversations happen in the hallway, in the minutes before a call starts, or in a message sent the day before. If you walk into a formal meeting without having spoken to key stakeholders, without understanding their concerns, and without building support in advance, you are not part of the decision. You are there to witness it, and the person who did that work ahead of time does not need to persuade anyone in the meeting. The outcome is already shaped. The meeting simply confirms what was agreed privately. Rule 5. Nobody tells you when you are being evaluated. Every time you speak in a meeting, every email you send, every moment someone watches how you respond when something goes wrong, there is a silent question being asked. Can this person operate at the next level? Nobody says it out loud. It does not appear in formal reviews. But that judgment is happening constantly, long before any promotion is discussed. Promotions do not go to people who only perform well in their current role. They go to people who are already operating at the level they want to reach. Waiting until you are promoted to start behaving that way is exactly what keeps most people where they are. Rule 6. Your reaction in public is a signal of your power. Imagine this. Someone presents a project in a meeting and takes credit for work you did. The entire team is watching. Nobody says anything. Everyone is waiting to see how you respond. If you react emotionally, you lose. If you shut down, you also lose. What the organization is evaluating in that moment is not whether you are right. It is whether you are reliable under pressure. People who consistently move forward are not the ones who feel nothing. They are the ones who choose how and when to respond. The ability to stay composed, to give direct feedback without escalating, to receive criticism without shutting down, is what makes them trusted in situations that matter. Emotional volatility, regardless of talent, places a very real ceiling on any career. Rule 7. Becoming indispensable in a role that does not grow is a trap. This trap captures more capable people than it should. They become so effective in a specific role that their manager cannot afford to move them. Time passes, years go by, and they remain in the same position, with slightly more pay and significantly less energy. What makes this trap dangerous is that it looks like recognition. It feels like being essential. But being indispensable in a static role is not power. It is stagnation. No one will move you if removing you creates a problem. Real growth requires the opposite approach. Document your processes, train others, make yourself replaceable. The easier it is to replace you where you are, the easier it becomes to move you into something bigger. Rule 8. Relationships are the career. Everything else is just the work. Two people have the same skills, the same tenure, the same results. One gets the opportunity. The other finds out about it afterward. The difference is rarely in the resume. It is in who knows whom, who trusts whom, and whose name comes up when decisions are being made in rooms neither of them is in. There are people who spent years doing excellent work and still watched others move ahead. Not because they lacked ability, but because they built skills and neglected relationships, because they believed their work would speak for itself. Work done in silence rarely speaks loudly enough. Your abilities open the door. Your relationships determine how far you go. The game was never only about competence, it was also about trust. These 8 rules are not hidden. They are simply not taught out loud. They are the map the system prefers you not to have. Because as long as you do not have it, you keep playing by rules that do not determine outcomes, and that benefits those who already understand how things actually work. Most people do not fall behind because they lack talent. They fall behind because they follow rules that never decide anything. If what you heard today helped you put words to something you have been experiencing but could not explain, like this video, and if you want to keep understanding the invisible rules of work, the mechanisms nobody explained, but that change everything, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Do not keep stepping into professional environments without understanding what is really at stake.